Heathen Hermit, CG, among other names. Um, he's here. He's with us. It's been a while since he's been here, everybody. I hope you're happy to see him. I know I'm happy he's here. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing really, really well. I'm excited to be taking part in this series that we're doing, and this is just one section among many in a long chain of sections for a series that we're working on. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to be here.
Yeah. Tell everybody about this series, if you would. Explain kind of what our idea is here.
Boy, well, it's quite the endeavor. Uh, we are starting with tarot, and then we are going to start covering the basis for practice, giving sort of an intermediate level perspective for what to do, and in hindsight and in retrospective, as people who have been there before. There's a lot of information on how to get started, and there's a lot of information what to do. Once you're ready, to approach an adept level of practice, but there's nothing really in between there. So we're going to try to approach, astral projection. We're going to try to approach perhaps some more methods of divination. We're going to approach various ritual methods. We're going to talk about the difference between the Etz Kodesh and the Sitra Akra, or the Tree of Life and the Tree of Death. We're going to cover a lot of things that you might see scattered across different places, and we're going to try to condense it into one area for you guys.
Yeah. Yep, it's going to be like a set of like an anthology of like a set of volumes, and it's going to cover. It's going to look scattershot at first, guys, but there's a method to our madness. Trust and believe. Now, I wanted to cover this. He had brought this up a moment ago privately to me. We There are not a lot of people carrying the torch of the left-hand path at this point as we might expect. We're becoming more mainstream every single day. Day is turning into night again. The time of the JCI faith's, brutal suppression and domination of anything that wasn't right, it was left, is now coming to an end. We can stand our ground now. We are literally this faction of this current. We are the spearhead of this, carrying the LHP forward as it unfolds in its own destiny into the future. That's amazing, man. That's like, I don't even feel worthy of that. Like, just to be honest with you, bro, I don't even feel worthy of that. But that's
Yeah, I
what we're
was gonna
doing.
say it's definitely not something that one does alone. That's it.
No,
It takes
yeah,
a group effort to do.
yeah, oh yeah. You need an entire village. I mean, you need an entire village. Like the head of the spear has to have everything behind it and with it, or else there's nothing driving it.
Hmm.
So it's got to have inertia. Let's talk about tarot today. Now we have each done a 30-minute segment that we are going to put together, splice together, so that the viewer, you have two really, in my opinion, two really sound people giving you some really good advice and instructions. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chop it up about some tarot topics, and then we're going to do a practice reading for each other on a subject that is verifiable within 1 week. And in 1 week, we'll come back for 5 minutes and tell each other what happened with the reading, just so that, for results' sake. Anyway, that's our plan today. Go ahead and get us started, my friend.
So first, I must confess, my video segment only ended up being about 20 minutes long.
Okay.
I I could have gone on, but I felt like it would have added another 20 minutes or 30. So I felt like it might be better, especially with today's audience, to keep it shorter rather than longer.
Well,
So I just wanted to be upfront and mention that. All right, if do you want me to get started in just general philosophy about the tarot, or are you ready to get into our separate readings here?
Well, we'll do that. We'll do that towards the end of this. Maybe let's do a little bit. I wanted to cover this in my segment, and I forgot to. And I know you have an opinion on this. There are a lot of ways to interpret tarot cards, guys. All
Mhm.
right, we know that. I discussed briefly with you the diagram of the Tree of Life, the paths, the sephira, and how the tarot cards fit perfectly into the tree of life. And that's a really good indicator of what the card actually means. For example, Gebura, the fives go in Gebura. The five of wands, five of swords, five of pentacles, five of cups. Each one of them is a fucked up card. Five of wands, strife, war, battle. Five of cups, divorce, separation, splitting of unions. Five of swords, defeat after conflict. Five of pentacles, misfortune financially. Boom, boom. So each one of those has an unfortunate or negative aspect or connotation due to the severity of Gebura and Gebura energy. All right. You could say Mars energy, but that's not quite close enough to the mark. We need to say Gebura energy.
I would
I
say all
call
of
it
the
that.
fives have an antagonistic energy
Yeah,
about them.
yeah, yeah. Unpleasant. Unpleasant would be another good word. Yeah. Yep. Whereas the nines, for example, the nines of Yesod would be really great cards, like the nine of, well, not necessarily. The nine of wands and the nine of swords are not great cards. Okay, but the nine of cups is really nice. The nine of pentacles is real good too. So I guess it depends on which side of the coin you're on with that. Um, Here's the idea. You're going to get a little book with the tarot, and it's going to give you the meanings of the cards. But then you're going to go online, and you're going to find different meanings for the cards. Then you're going to go and find even more different meanings, and you're going to say, well, whose meaning is more correct than the other guy's? Okay, all right. Go back to your Kabbalah and go back to your little book that you got in the directions packet. Okay, and correlate that to your tree of life. And if it looks like it's correlating, then use those keywords. When you're using a
Yeah.
keyword analysis divination, the proper keyword for the divination is going to highlight itself in your mind immediately. Like I know from four keywords which one we're actually talking about right now. And maybe that's because I have an aerobus, but I think it's just because of practice and intuition. What do you think?
I think that different methods will achieve different results, and I tend to use a spirit when I divine as well. I've been working with Visago. I
Oh, man,
think
I
that
love Chicago. Cool,
yeah, he's
bro.
really good for divination.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
actually recommended that I start working with him, and it's been great since then. I consider him one of my familiars. He has a permanent place on my altar, actually.
Oh, shit.
So,
I remember that like several months ago, us having that conversation about him. Yeah, Vasago
yeah.
is. Yeah, and I couldn't have known that about your history with him or your thoughts of working with him prior. I remember that too now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, it's been great working with him. So um, but as far as analysis of the keyword and all of that goes, um, I don't know. Different people have different ways of doing their thing. I've seen I've seen people sing before they do readings. I've seen people dance before they do readings. Um, like I've seen people do drugs before their readings. I mean
Yeah.
everybody has their method,
Yeah.
you know.
You're right, dude. Some of my best readings, I am absolutely blitzed, flying, bro. Just flying. Ding, 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 ding. Like any, I can't be capable of coherent discussion or conversation, but I can give you a fucking awesome reading. That's for sure. Because the
I know what you
barrier.
mean. Some of my best readings are when I'm just absolutely fried from doing so many readings back to back, where I'm just gone intellectually, and I'm just like
Yeah.
talking off the top of my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's flowing. See, I tried to
Yeah,
explain
yeah.
in my video, the cards are not magic unless you're using them for magic. Okay,
Hmm.
they do have symbolism that matters, but they are a
Hmm.
bridge between the conscious and your shadow self.
Hmm.
And,
Yeah.
and when we are shuffling, we're not thinking about our hands. We're putting the cards in the right order for our conscious mind to understand the answers. Beautiful. Okay, guys, I'm going to stand by that keyword analysis because it works for me, but he's right.
Hmm.
Uh, if you find a method that works for you, then that's what you should use. You know, yeah. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat. He's right. Yeah, he's right. I'll digress on that one. He gets the point. He gets the point on that one. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Uh, how do your clairs play into your divinations? Like you're getting the same stuff I am, like whereas you're getting information from your spirits and you're getting information from your clairvoyance and clairaudience that actually enhance the divination beyond what it would have been normally. Am I correct?
I personally could not even read tarot until I had awoken my I would say probably my clairvoyance. What I was trying to decide between my clairaudience and my clairvoyance, but I feel like I've always had those awakened to some degree because when I was a kid, I would hear and see things that other people would not hear or see. But I guess learning how to connect that while doing a divination is what I'm referring to. When I learned how to connect my clairvoyance with divination, it it really changed. You know, now that I think about it, I think it was my clairsentience because it allowed me to connect with the feeling of the card. And
Yeah.
once I could look at the nine of swords with a level of empathy and see that person who's sobbing on the bed, you know,
Yep.
once I could actually experience that, then I knew what to tell, the querent, my client, then what happened was I would start hearing things while I was looking at the cards. I would start hearing what to tell the
Hmm.
person. I would start
Yep.
hearing what was going on in their life. I would start hearing what was going to happen in their life. I would start, then I would start seeing circumstances in my mind's eye
Uh-huh.
that happened to me. And then I was told to translate those circumstances that I was seeing that happen to me to the other person. So, like a
I get
family
that
member
too.
dying. So, like if my aunt died, I wouldn't say, "Oh, your aunt's gonna die." It's like, "Oh, that seems like a family tragedy." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you
I
learn
get
how to
that.
attach yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
It's like the spirit is reading my memories, okay, and it's giving me
Yeah,
information dressed up in my
exactly.
own memories in voices that I've already heard, but he's doing it for a very specific reason. Each time
Mhm.
he's using a specific memory,
Yeah.
it's for a
Uh-huh.
very specific reason. You're 100% right. That that, my friends, guys, I can't teach that. That's a depth level in
Right.
that's a depth level at divinations. I mean, there's a really big difference in quality of definitions as you move on the path. Look, there's some people that don't want to acknowledge this reality, and for those people, I don't even know what to tell them. Like let's take the Indian system. As you move along the path of spiritual development, the cities awaken within you, the abilities, the faculties, the powers of the spirit inside you. And these magicians, these adepts, these masters, and these Mahatmas can do absolutely fucking crazy spiritual shit. And these are considered ornaments of their point of progression on the path. They are not something that they strive for. They are considered ornaments or road markers on their path. And that's kind of what we're touching on right here when we're talking about the blending of the clairs with the divination. That's just some
Yeah.
great. I had one last night. I'm not going to take much time with this. She asks about love, okay, and I'm like, okay, Ace of Swords. Yeah, yeah. There's a real good possibility for a passionate, quick affair. Okay, well, who is he? Who is he? And
Yeah.
I see a guy in my head, and I see he's got tan skin, coal black hair, a very angular jaw, and a long nose, and big blue glasses. So I give her the description, just like that. And I say, yeah, he's taking the glasses off and putting them on. And she says, that's Joe. That's Joe. He always takes his glasses off and puts them back on. I'm like, holy fuck. How could I know that? Like, I
Hmm.
should have gone and played the lottery today. Like, what the? Because there are days I still think that this is bullshit. I know you have these days too, where you think that you're crazy and none of it's real. Then this happens, and it's like we can't make this up. We couldn't make this up if we tried. That's how crazy it is. It's so crazy it has to be real, and it's like whoa. Anyway, I have an idea. I want to play a game with you, really briefly,
Yeah.
and you can tell me no. And if you tell me no, it's okay. It's not a big deal. This is a game that I play with a lot of my friends and some of my students. I just want to see how well you take to it. You might not even like the idea, and you don't have to say it. It's a game that we call Five, right? And we take a tarot card and we hold it up like this, all right? And you have 5 questions that you can ask and feel your way to which card I'm holding. Is it a trump? Yes or no? Is it a numbered card? Yes or no? Is it a court card? Yes or no? Is it a wand? Yes or no? After 5 questions of feeling your way to where it is, on the sixth, you have to stand and deliver the actual card itself. If you would, I'll start. If you want to start, I'll do one first. I love this game. I absolutely adore it. This is how we practice our players, guys.
Yeah, that's interesting. I do something similar with a regular deck of cards. Yeah, do you want to go first?
I'll go first, man. I'll go. It, and if I can't get it, I'm going to feel like a dumb fuck in front of all these people. But, normally I
No,
can hit
no,
it
no.
in 4 or 5, and I usually
I'm
hit it.
I'm probably not going to get mine correct. So no pressure to get yours correct.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're like within one either way, like let's say it's a 9 of swords. If you're like at 10 of swords or 8 of swords, we call that half a point in our book. And we always play to 3 points, but just for the crowd today, we'll do one live, just to show people this is look, training your players isn't hell. This is actually fun. This is exciting. This is your
Yeah.
faculty. You know?
It can be done with a normal deck of cards too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so are you ready?
I'm ready, man. Aurobus, where are you? All right.
All right. I've got the card right now.
Show it to me. Okay, there you go. Let me feel it. Hold on. Ooh, okay, wait, hold on. Is it a cup?
No.
Ah! Okay. Is this a pentacle?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. I knew it was a passive element. I just didn't know which. Okay. All right. Now, okay. Is this a numbered card?
Yes.
Okay, that's 3. Is this 1 through 5 or 6 through 10?
It's 1 through 5.
Okay, that's 4. I'm gonna give 2 cracks at it because I think I can hit it. Hold on. Okay. Is this the 2 of pentacles?
No.
Is it the 3 of pentacles?
No.
Ah! I was so close but so far away. Ah! I got a half a point, didn't I? I got a half
Yeah.
point. All right. I got a okay. So technically, on the sixth try, I got a half point, which sucks. That means you're like the first place loser.
That
But
that
that was
might be
fun.
half a point more than I get.
That was fun. And I just felt it when you said no, it's not a cup. I'm like, God damn it! I know I'm right that it's a passive. It's a passive
Mhm.
card. I felt it. Like you had, your actives are your wands and swords, and your passives are your pentacles and clubs. So you can feel the energy. Like we do this with colors too. Like we can guess colors and we can feel our way to the right color based on the heat signature of the color. Yeah. All right. Here's your card, brother. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is right here.
Okay. I'm gonna write down what I think it is, and then I'm gonna ask some questions. So
Okay.
we'll be able to see at the top of the card what I thought it was originally. Oops.
Sure.
I
Okay.
wrote I, wrote- I wrote something else. Instead of cups, I wrote cards. Okay. So is it major or is it a greater or lesser arcana?
It's lesser.
Okay. Is it projective or receptive?
It is projective.
Okay. Is it an odd number or even number?
Odd number.
Okay. That's 3 questions.
I see
Okay.
your gears moving, man. This is amazing to watch you in action, brother. I am so honored, man.
So this is Visago, man. I was chanting his N as you were shuffling. so so it's lesser projective odd number. How many people are on the card?
Okay, this is. I'll give you the traditional rider weight. This isn't rider weight, but I'll give you the traditional rider weight. It's not people. It's certain number of things on the card being expressed. I can give you that number if you want. It may
I
not give
mean,
you the information. Hmm?
you can do that if you want to,
Okay.
yeah.
There's four things being. I think there's four things being depicted on the card itself. Four individual things.
That's interesting since it's an odd numbered card.
Yes.
And there's four things being
Yes.
depicted.
Yep.
Okay, so I get one more question. Is it 1 through 5 or 6 through 10?
It's 1 through 5.
Okay. I feel like it's the 5 of wands.
No, it's the Three of Swords, like the heart with the three swords sticking through it.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
four objects.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's hard to understand. Okay.
I
Yeah, I
see.
thought
If I had thought about that, then I probably would have seen the heart with
yeah,
the three swords
yeah,
through it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is a fun game though, man. This is how we chop it up and kick it. This keeps us in shape. This is how we stay in
Yeah.
shape. Now, if you wanna get to the advanced stages of practice, you have to practice advanced things, and you can't be afraid of the results. Like, you know how many times I totally bombed this before I really started to be able to feel? And he asked all the right questions, man. Odd number, yep. Bing, that's why he wrote them down so we could see how he intuited from one step to the other, and that was suave. That was really suave. Major arcana or minor arcana, yep. Projective, and he was able to work it right down from feeling. And he was really close. I mean, really close. Only a suit off and one number. That's it. So I
I
don't
didn't
consider that.
trust my instincts. I started thinking too much
Ah,
because as soon as you said that it's an odd number and that it has three it's an odd number but it had four things about it, that threw me, my intellect kicked in. And I was like,
whenever
well,
you
wait a
start
minute.
thinking, it's over. Like our thinking mind fucks this thing up, dude. You got to go
Yeah.
with your like when I teach clairaudience, I teach them. You ask the question verbally, and the spirit will interrupt you with how fast its answer is mentally. That's how you know it's spirit communication. You know.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I was gonna say I asked the wrong question. I asked
yeah.
how many objects are in the picture, and that was the wrong question. So that's a lesson for you guys. You got to watch what questions you're asking these entities, because if you're asking the wrong questions, you can't blame them for giving you the wrong
Right. Yeah, you're
information.
right. You're right. You're right. And their point of reference is not the same as ours anyway. You got to experiment with that too. That's a rep too. Let's do our readings for each other. You want to go first with this, or you want me to?
Yeah, you were generous enough to go first on the last one. I'll go first on this one.
Okay. All right.
All right,
I
so
have a question.
generally, go ahead.
Here's my question. There is a woman I would really like to sleep with. We're not compatible at all. We would hate each other in a relationship. But she's just so hot. I mean, really, she's just hot.
Is she
Um,
passionate? Is she passionate about you, even in a negative way? Like, does she
yeah.
call you annoying? Does
It depends. It's like some days are nice, some days are not nice. But like we actually quarrel and bicker sometimes. Um,
so she
I can't help it.
responds? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see what the cards have to say.
Well, here's the thing. She has a guy that she's trying to mess around with, but this guy is not picking up on the signals and is kind of ignoring her like a dumb shit. And I have an opportunity, maybe, to do this. Maybe I asked Aurobus, and I won't tell you what he said, but I'm going to ask you: is there a chance of nailing her within a 7-day period of now?
7 days.
Yes.
All right.
You can do a 1 card or a 3 card, however you want to do it. Up to you. I've done some real miracles in the past. I mean, I'm a little overweight now, and I'm a little past my prime, but I still dream, you know.
Okay, let's see. Here's your card. I'm gonna cut, and it's the one that's right here on top. It's a reversed card.
Oh, fuck, man. No. The answer is no.
It's reversed lust.
Oh,
It's
fuck, man.
so it's reversed strength, but strength is lust in the Crowley Harris deck.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
reverse lust. I'm gonna say that you
You
are,
fuck.
if you do that, you're trying to approach it the wrong way.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna get shot down hard, and she's gonna be disgusted with my crass approach if I try it. He's absolutely right. And I wondered if I push this too hard, would there be consequences? And what he's saying to me right now, yeah, there are gonna be serious consequences, and I'm
Would
gonna
you
look
like to
really bad.
know what the consequences would be?
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm gonna follow your instructions though for sure, brother. I'm not gonna try to deviate from that because I believe that you're right.
Sometimes, as a left-hand magician, it's worth the consequences of the sacrifice. So here's how it would play out if you were.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Reverse strength into 3 of swords. I'd say that's a no-go, brother. I would
Yeah, that's
say
a
I would
real
say
no-go.
no.
That's a no-go for sure, man. Yeah, that's what that is. That's an abort mission right there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to step aside and let that one pass because if I try, I'll ruin something that was pretty decent at a friend level. And yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Well, I'll let you know in seven
Oh,
days, but I'm not gonna try anyway. But I'll let you know what develops with that in 7 days because there will be some kind of development one way or the other. But I'm not gonna pursue it. Okay, your divination, part two. Did you think of your question that you can verify within 7 days?
um, yes. So there was a certain amount of money that was supposed to be sent to me. And it was supposed to be here like a month ago, and then they recently contacted me and said that it would be here in the next week. So I need to figure out if that money is coming to me or if I need to do something about it magically.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to show off and start actually like doing my shuffle like while you were formulating your question because like that's a trick we both know how to do. Like a lot of people don't know they can do that. So but, you know.
I can think of another question.
You want 2 questions? I'll give you two. I'll give you two.
No, I was just saying I can think of another one while you shuffle it to ask instead. But it's up to you.
Orobus. Orobus. Tell me the answer to this question. Show me. And the same shuffle I teach people how to do is the same one I'm doing right now. The 3-3-3. It's a very satisfying shuffle. I don't know if it's just something that I got taught when I was a beginner by an adept, and I think that's the best way to do it now because, I was in such awe and reverence. I don't know. That could be.
Hmm.
Awe and reverence. Okay, the answer to your question, yeah, it's going to be here. 3 of Wands. And it is coming from a foreign or far away location. This money is. It's coming from somewhere that's not near to you. Um, it's making a journey to reach you, and it's going to reach you, and it's going to be very quick. I foresee if anybody was asking me, I would tell you that it's going to be here. I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to tell you when. I'm going to tell you. All right. Let me show me. No. Oh, right here. Yep. Yep. Okay. Hold on. Yep. Okay. This one. This one right here. Okay. All right. It's definitely coming. I got the Two of Swords, which indicates 2 days to at most 2 weeks. It will be within 2 to 14 days from today that will happen for sure. Most likely within the 7 day timeline that we had already discussed.
Interesting. Okay, it's interesting that you say it'll come from afar, because the reason the money hasn't come to me yet was because there was a delay in shipping, and the
Oh,
person said, "Well, I'm waiting for it to come from overseas, and I
okay.
haven't received the package yet." So because I was waiting on my package from an like online shipping store, they just said that they would refund the money to me. Well, the money never came, and they said, "Oh, well, never mind. The package is coming. It's just coming from overseas." So it's interesting that you said it'll be
Yeah,
coming from afar. Well, we'll
yeah.
see how
And it,
we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that
and
goes. You say 2 days, 2 days to 2 weeks. So we'll see.
within 7 days, though, is what I'm seeing. Within 2 to 5 days from now is really the tightest timeline I can give you, and I really believe I'm right. Here's the thing,
All right.
too. This has three parties involved: the shipping company, the actual company with the product, and you, the Three of Wands. That works out beautifully. Um, yeah, I'm really sure I'm right. I'm really sure I'm right. We'll see what happens. It is
Mm,
what is today? The July the 14th, or your 13th, my 14th. Is
mhm,
that what this is? Okay,
mhm.
so let's check back. Let's check back July 19th or 20th, just for a 5 minute recheck on whether I scored with the hot babe, woo, or was rejected badly. And I'm not going to go that route because I can burn. Definitely, I'm too old for it, man. Like when I was 20, it was okay, just go out there
Mhm.
and charge out there, and if you get knocked off your horse, you get back on and try again. But at this age, it's unbecoming. But his
I
deal,
get
his
it.
deal should be his dog. Cool. Um, we've really enjoyed making this for you guys. We hope you enjoy it too. It's going to be the first of many. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't
Mm.
have anything else to add to that, do you?
No, no. You said that you were wanting to do a best of five earlier.
Oh, best of three. Best of three
Oh,
with
best of
with
three.
that's
Okay.
what we played for 3 points. You want to try it?
Yeah, yeah. We can do that. I've got a deck
Okay,
here.
I'm down. I'm totally down. Yeah, I'm totally down. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize this earlier. I'm going to be honest, I am a little bit high, so I didn't realize this. I was kind of putting you on the spot, and I didn't really look at it that way. And I'm sorry if it came off that way. I didn't intend for it to. I
No,
was
no,
really,
no.
oh, it's going to be fun, like, like a party
It's all
game.
good, man. It's all
Oh,
good. It's all a game, and I'll take any opportunity to sharpen my senses. Like
oh yeah,
I'll be
oh
the
yeah.
first person to put myself out there to say, "Hey, here's what I can do." you know, how could I do it better? Am I
Right,
doing this wrong?
right.
Teach me.
And that's what we're here for with each other, man, is to sharpen each other like metal sharpens metal. And that's really the function of having these kind of relationships and friendships within the left hand path. We don't do it because we need to console each other or give each other like lots of support in our endeavors. We need to strengthen each other. We need to challenge each other and make each other stronger, guys. That's a positive thing. Like there's so much
Yeah.
beef in the left-hand path between this faction and that faction. At a point, the resistance builds strength. Yes, but it comes to
Yeah.
a point where it's stupid also, and it's unproductive. This kind of challenge between two people is very healthy, and it builds everybody up. It's a great exercise, guys. It's great. It's fun too. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Um, I'll go first. How about I'll go
Okay.
first.
Okay. Are we playing the half point rules?
Playing the what rules? I'm sorry.
half point.
Oh, we can just make half a point 1 point and then double 1 point to 2 points
Okay,
and
okay,
et cetera,
okay,
et cetera.
that's fair. That's fair. We're playing the 3?
Sure.
Okay, all right. I'm going to
Now,
shuffle
are
off
we
the
doing 3 rounds or is it first to 3?
first 3, first to 3. That's how we
Okay.
always do it. All right.
All right. I like it. I like it.
This
All right,
is
let's do it.
great,
I
man.
got my deck right here. Okay, I'll go first. I'll go first.
Okay. And you guys, I gotta let you know, we did not plan this at all. Okay, this is not scripted. This is not planned. This is not like anything that we conspired about together. Like we this is totally impromptu. Like this session of this exercise. Like the, yeah, this is great. Like a little bit of spontaneity is fun, you know. All right.
So I get five questions, yeah?
Yeah. 5 questions. And you're and it's like you're not supposed to use logic. You're supposed to use intuition to guide your
Sure.
questions. That's it. That's
Sure.
the idea. Here's your
Yeah,
card. I got the
this
card.
isn't about winning about so much as it is about tuning your subtle senses.
Tuning. Yeah, tuning.
Okay, first
Totally.
card.
Fine
First
tune.
card. Go ahead.
All right. You're gonna like this card too.
All right, major or minor?
Major.
Oh, okay. Okay. Does it have a human in it or another type of being?
Are we going off rider weight?
Are you using like a Goetia or Shem deck?
I'm using a Goetia deck right now, but I can go get my rider weight. It's right. It's like right on
No,
the
no.
table over there.
That's
Okay.
okay. Well, that makes me kind of want to ask questions about the spirit, but we'll keep it to the original thing. Okay, so it's a
Okay.
major arcana. Now,
Yep.
is it an odd number or an even number?
It's an odd number.
Odd number. Okay. Is it generally seen as a beneficent card or a maleficent card?
Generally beneficent.
Okay, interesting. So I get two more questions, right?
Yep. And then you have to stand and deliver.
Okay. I can't ask a cheating question like what planet is it attributed to or what path it's attributed to, right?
God, I don't even know that I have that in my memory. I'd have to look it up, dude. Like I'm not sure I know
Okay.
that by memory. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Let me
embarrassed,
think.
but that's the truth.
That's okay. That's okay. So it's generally a positive card. Is
And
it
it's
I'm
odd
trying
numbered.
huh?
Odd numbered. Odd numbered.
Odd numbered, yeah. I'm trying to think of what other questions to ask. Um is it does it have does it have a staff anywhere in the card?
Rider weight version or mine?
Yeah. Yeah, the Rider Waite version, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I believe it does. I believe so. If I'm wrong, I will take a penalty for that later for sure.
Okay, okay. So I get one more question before I have to actually this fifth question doesn't have to be me guessing, right? I get one more
Yeah,
to
you
narrow
can
it
guess.
down.
You could also guess if you wanted to guess with your fifth question. You have the right to, but you don't have to.
Okay. Let me guess. I want to take one more question and narrow it down. Um, does the card have to do with going out and helping people or staying in and cultivating the self?
I can't say that that's a relevant question. I will give you a different question instead because that's not relevant.
Okay.
And maybe that is an answer in itself. I don't know, but I don't feel like it's. I don't feel like
Sure.
you should lose a question based on that though. That wouldn't be right.
Okay. Let's see. It makes it difficult because it's a greater arcana, so the questions are different. Does it have to do with does it have to do with journeying or does it have to do with staying home? Can you answer is that does it
Uh,
have to do with learning something or already knowing something?
Again, irrelevant.
Damn. Okay. Well, is it the hermit?
No.
It's not the hermit. Okay. Then I'll take a pass.
No, you get one more. You get to try. You know
Okay,
it's one on the
one
tongue, one
more.
on.
Okay, one more question.
Or no,
Is
it's one on the tongue because you got the ads. So you know you can feel your way through this. If you really don't think, that's the problem, Justin. Don't think. Just feel.
I know I'm being too intellectual. My only other guess would be the magician,
You're really close. It's the Arafat.
the hierophant. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. So you were right, like because the magician becomes the Aerophant and the Aerophant becomes the hermit. Like yeah, they are the same person in different roles at different points in their journey. So I see how your intuition was put.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
it. That makes sense. That shows me that was actual psychic work instead of guesswork, because you were drawn to that current right there. Like like when we play colors, I project one of seven colors to my teammate. They try to
Mhm.
receive it. Okay, um, we do 25 sets of 25. If they're getting like clusters of two, three, four correct at the same time on a 1 out of 7, that isn't guesswork. That's psychic.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
it is, especially if it's consistent. That's what we're trying to build right there, guys, is that psychic connection, that connection to our shadow self. That's what's up. Good job, man. You did good.
I
Yeah.
was close in
Now, if you
a
were way
different
the
way.
fuck off base, if you were like the tower, devil, or whatever, I'd have been like, nah, man, that's fucked up. But you hermit, magician, or aerophant, the only one it could have been. You know. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. That honestly, my next guess would have been the hierophant, and if you would have
Yeah.
said no, then I would have probably given up. But those are all the same energy: the magician, the hermit, and the hierophant. Like anyway,
Yeah. You
are you
asked
ready
good
for yours?
questions. This is a great exercise for learning how to ask the right questions too.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing. How do we score that? If it's a minor arcana and I guess the 3 of swords and it's the 4 of swords, like that's a point. But how do we score it if it's the major arcana and it's just wrong? Is
Uh,
it just a 0?
it's just a 0. I mean, it's not a negative.
Okay, cool.
No.
All right, are you
No.
ready? Are you ready for your card?
Yeah, now I'm gonna take away my cheating fucking advantage. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the table. Prince Arovis, I respectfully ask that you get out of my ear for a minute. Okay, I don't need your insight on this. Please allow me to do this myself. Okay, otherwise it won't be fun. Let me do this. I got this. All right.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we do a best out of 3 as a control? And then as a variable using the scientific method, you do 1 or 2 with Aerobus and see if that is any more accurate or any better. Are you down for that?
I like it. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, yeah. I
Let's
mean,
do
this is
it.
gonna
All
be a
right.
long ass video. I don't know what our dude is gonna hate us when we're asking him to splice this, and we're not gonna have any viewers because they're gonna be like, "What are these guys doing?" Like a 20
It's
second attention span. I don't
it's
care
for
though.
future. It's for future progeny. Anyway, ready? Are you ready
Yeah,
for
you're
your
right.
card?
Right. Somebody will get something of value out of this, or we wouldn't be led to do it right now. You're right. Yeah,
All right, I've got your card right here. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Okay, is it a sword?
No.
Okay. Is it a trump?
No.
All right. Okay, stop thinking, start feeling. Is it a wand?
No.
God damn it, that's three. Okay. Robust? No, I'm joking. Okay.
I'm u- I'm used to keep I'm used to keeping people out of here. I need to practice less on keeping my locks up and my wards up and more about being open. Go ahead.
Is this a
You get
cup?
two more.
Yeah, is this a cup? Cup?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yes, it's a cup.
Okay. All right, okay. Uh, is this a court card?
No.
Okay. How many is that? Is that four or five?
I believe that's
That's
five.
five? Okay. Okay, seven of cups.
Very close. It is the eight of cups.
Ah, god damn it, I got half a point. Or I got 1 point. I don't know. How are we
Let's
doing
call
it?
that. Let's call that 1 point.
All right.
Great.
All right.
Great job.
Okay.
Great job.
I got one for
I'm
you.
impressed.
That was just like snap judgment. Like I felt my way to it. Like, you know. Okay. I can go get my rider weight if you want the rider weight. We can do that, man.
Let's do
Yeah,
that.
let's do that. Yeah. Okay. All right, we got it. All right.
I'll tell you. Do you want to just call those last two a warm up?
Yeah, we can. We'll start over. We'll start now.
Okay. Okay.
Are you using a Crowley taunt or are you using a rider weight?
I'm using just a regular writer weight.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it's different, but it's the same. It's the same card. The same
Okay.
cards. I mean. All right. All right. All right. That card right there in your hand, is it a wand?
No.
Okay. Is it an odd numbered card?
Yes.
Is it between 5 and 10?
No. Don't think.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to keep track of my questions. Okay. So, it's an odd and it's not okay. Is it the 3 of swords?
No.
Okay. That card's been making an appearance tonight. Is it the 4 of pentacles?
No.
Sorry, you said it was odd. Is it the
Yeah.
the one, is it the Ace of Pentacles? I don't know.
Ace of Pentacles? No.
Okay. What is it?
You get
Is
one
that
more.
5?
Huh?
I get one more? Okay. The questions that I asked were terrible. Okay, so it's not the Ace of Pentacles. It's not the 3 of Swords. Um, it is an odd card. So it's it's between 1 and 4 then, because it's not 5 through 10, you said?
That's correct.
Okay, so 1 through 4 odd. That means it's either a 1 or a 3, which means
You're
okay. Uh,
thinking.
huh?
You're thinking. You're thinking.
I know. I know. I know. I'm just gonna guess the 3 of. I already guessed the 3 wands and 3 of swords. I don't know, man. Um, the 3 of cups,
Uh,
Ace of cups. All right. I didn't think it
All
was an ace. It didn't feel like an ace. But all right.
It takes practice to learn how to feel your way to these cards, man. And like, don't feel bad. Like me and Kirill and the others, like this is what we do. This is how we just do it. This is how we spend our time, man. Like, you know. So this is your first time. I don't feel bad. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Uh,
All right. Okay.
no, Aurobus, that's cheating. Wand. Yes.
Yep.
Oh. Okay. Court card. Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Okay. 1 through 5. Yes or no?
No.
Is it the 8 of Wands? That's 4.
No, it's not the 8 of Wands.
Is it the 6 of Wands? That's
Yeah.
5. Nice. Dark God of the Clipper. All right.
All
Okay.
right. So I think that's 2-0.
No, I think we started over. So it's. Oh yeah, it is 2 because of the. Yeah, yeah. You're right. Okay, okay. Your card. Here is right here. Okay, okay, okay. Good card. I like this card. This ought to be fun.
Is it a receptive element?
Yes.
Is it a cup?
No.
So it's a pentacle then. Okay. Um, is it a court card? Sorry, I meant is
No.
it major or minor arcana, but I guess I really was asking if it was a court card. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not a core card. No.
Not court, okay. Okay. Is it odd or even?
Even. That's 4.
Okay. Is it above? Is it between 1 through 5?
No.
Okay. Is it the 2 of Pentacles?
I'm sorry.
Is it the 2 of Pentacles?
No.
All right. That's it. That's 5.
You asked if it was 1 through 5, and I said no. So why would you guess the 2?
Oh. I guess I got confused on what I actually asked.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Close. Okay. All right. My turn. Psychic power.
Let's see. You ready?
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. It sounds good.
All right. Here's your card.
Is that a trump?
No.
Okay. Is that a cup?
No.
Huh. Wow. Huh. Is that a pentacle?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is that a court card? That's 4.
No.
Okay. Is it 1 through 5? That's 5.
No. No.
Okay. Is it the 6 of Pentacles? Yeah. Man, look, I'm gonna tell you, this is what I want to illustrate right now, okay? There is a very big difference between trained psychic abilities and untrained psychic abilities. When you train your psychic abilities and drill them daily, man, it's like a muscle in our mind, man. It's a faculty in our mind that we just forgot how to use when we were children because our parents told us Stop playing with invisible friends and stop doing that. That's for babies. And so we're like, okay, yeah, that's for babies. And so we stopped doing it. And we forgot how to hear and how to see beyond what we normally can. Like children are amazingly gifted psychics. Like way better than us, way better. And
Yeah,
and they do.
I think I was focusing on the wrong center. I was focusing more here instead of in here. You know what I mean? I'm not used
Do
to
you
doing
know
stuff like this. It's good exercise.
Aleister Crowley's order? I think it was the Argentum Astrum, or maybe it
Mm.
was OTO. I can't remember. The outer order, in order to get to the inner order, you had to pass a test. There was a bronze shield on the lobby wall, and inside the shield there was an inscription, and the shield was mounted to the wall. You couldn't see it. The only way you could see it is through astral projection. And if you could stand and deliver, you made entrance into the inner order. That's how he got down. That's how he got down. And he got a lot of his stuff from the the Ra Waras, or I can't remember the name of it. It's the temple in New Zealand, the former golden. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. They were some really high powered adepts for Golden Dawn. Like we haven't seen that from Golden Dawn in like 50 years to a century, like type shit. They were so good, man. They could tell you what you were visualizing in daydream or fantasy. That's that's hot, bro. That's hot. Like what we're doing right now is like the limits of what is possible to us with training, with discipline, and with the right technique. Look at the Russian program for the bioenergy and the American program for Stargate with remote viewing. I mean, damn, dude, those were some crazy experiments. Yeah. Thank you for playing, man. I appreciate it. That was a great exchange.
Hmm.
Um, and I think if you were to play this maybe 3 rounds a day with me or Kirill for about 2 weeks, you'd be the same. It'd be the same for you because you already have the base clairaudience and you already have the base clairvoyance. It just needs, like you said, tuning, just tuning. You know.
Yeah, I'm not used to using it for receptive activities. I'm used to projecting with it. So that's what I was saying. I'm not used to having my mind open. I'm used to using it like a chisel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, this when I was going through the tree of death, I learned one of the things I learned in Gamaliel and in Samael was learning how to be open to the currents that were going on around me. And I could feel and know it's clairsentience. It's not even clairvoyance. I'm not seeing an image and I'm spouting. It's clairsentience. I mean, we gotta clarify that.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like the more time you spend with your shadow and the more like my shadow and I, man, we have a real understanding about life. Like sometimes the shadow gets to drive the car, and I put one hand on the wheel to make sure that we don't go off the edge. But the more close you are with that shadow self, the more your psychic abilities just go boom, man. Like, yeah, it's like the fruits, the dark fruits of the spirit, man. Like I don't know, man. I'm coming up with a theory for that. We'll talk. You'll probably help me with my theory because I don't really know how to describe it. And if I'm using too many words, it's because I don't really understand it well enough to tell anybody else. So I'll just shut up. But I think I'm onto something. Yeah, I think so. You want to go one more round, man, just for shits and giggles?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. All right, your turn. Last card. Good card. What do you think? No pressure. And don't
Hmm.
worry if you're right or wrong, man. Like that's the worst. That will kill your percentages more than anything else. Just have fun with it. Just feel. Yeah.
All right. Is it a Trump or
No, it is
I'm
not a
sorry?
Trump.
Okay.
Not a Trump.
Are we only doing yes or no questions? Is that the thing?
No, you can ask like an either or as long as it's not like obnoxiously, like so broad. Like, uh, okay, so which one is it? Is it a wand, cup, or like, you couldn't do that? Like, yeah, but you could say,
Right.
is it receptive or passive? You can ask that. That's fair. That's
All
fair.
right. Is it 6 through 10?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna pay attention to that one this time. I screwed myself on a point because I didn't even
Yeah.
pay attention to
Yeah.
my own question.
Yeah. 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 You
Okay.
forgot. It's all right. It happened. I sense you're feeling this card. I sense your energy around this card right now. I can feel you. I can feel your inquiry around it, like in my hand. It's a really strange feeling. It's like this thing is wrapping itself around my hand, and it's like I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's weird.
I'm trying different centers. So okay. Is it a projective
No,
element? I didn't
no,
think so. I didn't
no.
think so. Is it a
You know what this
pinnacle?
card is, man. I know you know what this is. You're gonna get
Is
this one. I know you.
is it a pinnacle?
Yep, sure is. Yep. Is that three
Is,
or four?
that's 3 or 4. Let's call it 4.
Okay.
Okay. Um, is there a male? Is there a guy on the card?
Yes, yes, there
Is
is.
it the seven? Is it the 7 of Pentacles? I knew that. Like
Wow!
I knew that two or three
Yeah,
cards
yeah,
in, or questions
yeah.
in. Yeah.
That was good. You
Dude,
got that in five. You got that in five. The best I've ever seen, and you know this kid. His name is, well, he's not a kid. He's a young man. Rahul, and from the forum, he did it in three. I couldn't fucking believe that. I about shit myself. I said, "Are you
man,
fucking
I
serious?"
should have asked it too because I knew it. I knew it the second question.
Yeah,
As soon as you
yeah.
said it's
I knew you do.
as soon as you said 6 to 10.
I felt this like wet towel go around my hand, and it had eyes on it. I was like, "Oh shit, he's got this. He's got this one, man. There's nothing I can do about this. He's got it."
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
give me
your
one
your
more.
turn. Your turn. Your turn.
All
Yeah. As soon as you said it was 6 to 10, I was like, I saw the guy looking down on like looking at
right.
his fucking crop
I
of
knew when you
nightshade
asked
or
me if it
whatever.
was a man, there was a man. You could have asked me, are there people on the card? I knew when you said a man, it was over. It was a wrap.
Yeah, is there a male on? Yeah, I fucking knew it. All right, let's get your card here. Are you ready? All right, here it is.
Is that a sword?
No, it is not.
Okay. Is that a wand?
No,
Is it a trump?
no.
Fuck! Is it a cup?
No.
Oh my god, just help me! No. That was four, man. Okay, so obviously it's a pentacle. Is it a court card?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, is this the Knight of Pentacles?
No.
Damn. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I want to see it.
You were close. It was the King of Pentacles.
Okay. No, you got me on that round, man. That you got me there, bud. Yeah, I knew you just needed a little bit of this, man. That was it. You'd be right there. You'd be right there in the zone. I knew
Yeah.
you would be.
I
Yeah,
need
that's
more
great.
practice, though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, when we have time, man, throughout the week, I know we never have time to do anything. Like we have been trying to put this package together for a while, and we just got slammed. Like both of us did. And we just had to back burner it for a minute. But I'm glad we were able to make some time and get this thing cracking, man. And I think
Yeah,
after this video, the others will come a little faster because we'll have more inertia and more momentum.
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, bro. Yeah, we'll check back on the 19th for your results on your package and my results on not scoring. Um, and we will begin to put together our next video as soon as we can, guys. So thanks everybody for joining us. It's Mike B, the Dark God of the Clip Out, the Silver Devil, and our friend Justin Hermit or CG or what do you want me to? Let's make a new name for you for whatever you want it to be, and then that's what we'll call you from now on.
You can call me Corbin. Corbin's the name that I use
Corbin?
for
Okay.
business.
All right. I'm gonna go back and edit the other videos and just make it Corbin so that like everybody knows who we're talking about. Like, because I don't want to confuse people. You know, you are like one of the favorite guests on the show, though. People really like listening to you and they like watching you. So thank you very much
I
for coming,
appreciate
man.
that. Of
Yeah.
course,
All
man.
right.
Thanks for having me. Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Peace. Bro. Yep.
Morning. It's Big Mike B. It's your boy, the Dark God of the Clippa, the Silver Devil. Woo! Morning, guys. It's rather early here, and I thought this would be the best time to make a nice quality production here that doesn't have a lot of shitty background noise of animals howling and cars honking and all that kind of shit. So, anyway, this is what we're going to do today. Myself and my dude, who you all know as Justin Hermit, or Hermit, Heathen Hermit, or Seed Green, whatever you want to call him, he's our dude. He and I have decided to put together a joint collaborative project on the tarot for you, okay? We want to give you guys some actionable, instruction and some actionable theory and practice on how to begin to work with the tarot and how to get satisfying divination results consistently, okay? And I'm not going to bore you guys with a whole lot of like speculative, techno babble about this subject because it's just not necessary to get you rolling. You can do all that, on your own time for sure, or we can chop it up about that sometime too. That's fine. I don't mind doing that for you, or with you. But I want to get as many people rolling as I can, and by that I want to give you the right kind of theory and practice. Let's talk about tarot for a minute. All right. Let's talk about it for a few minutes. All right. With the tarot, can't see a damn thing with this mask. Ah, here we are. All right. Let's do first things first. What is the tarot? The tarot is not initially intended to be a divination tool in and of itself. It happens to be that way, though. The tarot is a book of changes. Changes in accordance with cyclic law, okay? That's what you need to understand about the tarot first. As you see from the minor arcana, we go from aces to cups to swords to pentacles, okay? Fire, water, air, and earth. There's obviously an elemental attribution there. What does that mean, Mike? Well, I'm going to tell you what it means. These elemental attributions indicate, all right? Yeah, coffee through a straw. I like that too. Yeah, it doesn't feel right without a smoke. I'm losing weight too. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm losing weight. Yeah, I'm on a new. Never mind. Moving on. All right. Okay. Did I get it? I don't know. Yeah. All right. Okay. The elemental attributions. These indicate day-to-day situations in our lives that unfold and evolve. Okay. The Ace of Wands is where it begins. The root power of fire. That would be the title of that card. The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is where it begins. It's a great time for new romance. It's a great time for unions. It's a great time for business expansion or travel abroad. It's a great time for new things, new ventures, having new energy, and getting a boost. Okay, that's what the Ace of Wands is all about. Now the Ace will turn into the 2, which turns into the 3, and evolves up to the King. Okay, that would be the highest expression of that. We now move to Cups, Ace through King again. All right. Now that's what we call permutations of elemental force. We see it cyclically change as it progresses. Easy breezy, right? Okay. What are the trumps? Okay. Here's the Page of Wands. All right. All right. Now, what is a trump? What is a major arcana? Here's one. Death. Okay, the minor arcana represents the elemental suits. The major arcana represents spirit. Okay? Now, there are 21, okay, uh, cards, some say 22, depends on who you're asking, of spirit. Spirit doesn't go through a cyclic change in the same way that the minor arcana does. It does have what I call, and Google this, progression. Progression. Yes, that's what it does. We'll talk more about that another time. Let's get you rolling though. Okay, first of all, you're going to need a deck. You're going to need a deck. Not all decks are the same, guys. Yeah, it might have 78 cards, but the tarot of cat and mouse, the tarot of Minnie Mouse, the tarot of the birds is not the same as a tarot of Rider Waite, a tarot of ceremonial magic, a tarot of Thoth, a tarot of Necronomicon deck. Okay, these decks are greater or lesserly symbolically geared, okay, to transmit messages to your subconscious. First thing you got to know about the tarot is this. This doesn't have any magic in it unless I'm going to use it in magic. That's a different procedure. We're not talking about that right now. This deck is a bridge between my conscious mind and my subconscious mind, my shadow. My shadow knows where every card in this deck is right now. I don't. I couldn't possibly. How would I have access to that information? My shadow does. When you begin, you first need to touch the face of each card, okay, before you do any divination work. That transference of your energy needs to be on the cards. And you don't need to let other people touch your cards. Ever. Okay? Ever. They need to be yours. You can read for somebody else without letting them touch them. I'm just telling you. Okay, so you've touched all your cards. They're yours. The symbolism here in this, all right, there is so much symbolism in this deck, the Rider Waite. This was originally produced by a Golden Dawn artist. I want you to look at this, okay? You see the ram's head, Aries, okay? You got Aries right there. What else do we got in this card? Okay, we've got a scepter, rulership of the world, okay? We've got an orb and scepter, rulership and law, okay? There is so, look at the angling of his throne, okay? 90-degree angles. Beautiful. Why 90 degrees? There's a mystery for you to figure out. Okay. I'm saying each of these cards, when they're symbolically correct, has mysteries that will unravel themselves as you study the tarot. You don't need to use the tarot as a divination tool, but you can, okay? But that's not its primary focus. The primary focus of the tarot was to preserve lost knowledge, okay? That's really why it was put together. Because the adepts that created the tarot knew that mankind loved to gamble, loved games of chance. You could build libraries in Alexandria. You can do all the kind of shit you want to with written records, but that shit is going to be victim of scourge, fire, war, all right? Destruction. Even monuments. Well, we destroy those too. Okay, so, but cards? If you look at a normal suit of playing cards, you can see everything is there pretty much except the major arcana. Why is that? Because one devolved... Never mind. I'll let you guys figure that one out. But you see the similarities and you'll figure out why. Alright, I don't want to ruin all the surprises for you. That wouldn't be any fun. Now, getting you ready to do some divination. First, you need to understand this. The link between the Kabbalah and the tarot is very, very firm. It's obvious to any of us who studied both that they correlate perfectly. I want you to think of the tree of life diagram, okay, with the Sephirah, Kether, and Chokhmah, Binah, Tiphereth, Geburah, Hesed, moving down to Nitzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malkuth. 1 through 10. All of your aces are going to go in Kether. All of your twos are going to go in Chokhmah. All of your 3s are going to go in B now. Let's look at the 3s, okay? Let's look at the 3s. All right. Let's look at the 5s. All right. This is super telling. Gebura, destruction, fear, pakad, din, Gebura, ruin, strife, warfare. 5 of Wands, conflict, strife, battle. 5 of Swords, defeat in combat, defeat in conflict. 5 of Cups, scandal, divorce, ending of relationships, termination, split. 5 of Pentacles, misfortune financially, hardship, not having enough. Do you see the correlation between that and Gebura? Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it now. Now you see how it works. Okay. The major arcana, they relate to the paths or the lines that go up the tree that connect the Sephira. Okay? That's how that works. Now you understand how the cards work with the tree. Now, how to make magic with that? Ooh, that's another story, but we'll talk about it another time. Let's talk about divination, because I only have you for a little bit. And I know the attention span of my watcher, I kind of know how long it is. I don't want to make you do anything that would be hard or make you learn anything difficult. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. All right. Let's start with a shuffle. If you're using reversal cards, this is the shuffle that I recommend that you use. Watch my hands. All right. Watch my hands. All right. Here we go. Take our deck. 2 piles. We're going to shuffle it. Normal shuffle. Easy breezy. Okay. Now we're going to take it into 2 piles again. The one on the right, we're going to give a quarter turn. Or a half turn. And we're going to shuffle it again. That's 2 shuffles. 2. We're going to take and we're going to cut them in half again. The one on the left, we're going to give a half turn. Okay? All right. All right. Now, that's 3 shuffles. We're going to cut them into 3 piles. Left to right. Pick them up. Left to right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tap. 1, 2, 3. Put them down. The shuffle is complete. Cut them in half. Pick them up left to right. This top card is the answer to your question. Booyah. Easy breezy. Who the fuck am I to tell anybody how to shuffle? I'm going to tell you who I am. I work for Psychics Connect UK. There are only 6 firms in the entire world that have a global reach that work psychic readings over the medium of phones or what have you. Okay, there's only 6 in the world that have global reach. I work for the oldest one, okay, that has been open 25 years. For me to get into the company, you can't imagine what I had to do. I had to show, me and Robus had to show him we had fucking balls. If you're not a psychic, you're not getting in the door. If you're not a fucking good psychic, kick rocks, pal. That's where you're getting your information from right now. I am currently employed in this respect, as I am also employed by myself as a ritual for higher magicians. So that's who's telling you this. You want a satisfying shuffle that gives you the answer to your question consistently? Then do it how I just showed you. Don't argue, just try it. Try it for a couple of months. And if you don't see the results that I'm talking about, then tell me in the messages that I'm bullshitting and blah, blah, blah. But I know I'm not. Why would I bullshit you? What would I get out of that? All right. Next. Chances are you are doing way too many cards in your spreads. Okay, you're doing 10 cards. You're doing 6 cards. Stop it, stop it, stop it. No. That's eye candy, okay? That's what you use to satisfy people that are paying you that want to see a show. That's what that is. You don't. If you want to do that, you need to understand how to read the relationships between the cards. That's called dignity. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Alright, I'm going to show you this. Alright. Can we see? Yep. Okay. This is the Six of Wands up, or Six of Swords upright. So this indicates travel. This indicates movement, moving on, moving through. These indicate different things that are going on in his life. Okay? Now, what are we seeing? We see two swords. That strongly adds dignity to this card. It is almost certain that he is going to make travel or do some kind of moving on or moving forward. Almost certainly. Okay? This King of Swords is ill-dignified because of its reversal. However, that is mitigated by the fact that there are two strong swords upright near it. Okay? That's how you determine what's called dignity. Ill dignity or dignity. Now, swords and wands correlate and coexist very nicely together. They harmonize and they synergize with each other. Okay, swords and pentacles are the opposite. That's air and that's earth. They are at each other's throats. They fight. Swords and cups are neutral. Okay, so overall, this Six of Swords is real strong and real dignified. Okay, that's how dignity works in the relationships between cards. Let me go back to my earlier point. My earlier point is, you're doing too many cards if you're playing around with that many, okay? If you're just starting out tarot, like a lot of you guys are, you don't need to be feeling like you got to learn all that. You don't have to learn all that. Look, this is what you need to do. You need to ask a question, okay? And I use this for magic. I don't use this one for divination. I personally prefer the Occult Tarot or the Angel Tarot, both by Travis McHenry. And I have no problem giving him a shout out. That dude's work is really good. I can't tell you I fully understand his attributions of why which spirit goes where, whatever, but it works really well. And the deck is really solid and it's multi-purpose. So I like Travis McHenry's decks. I don't do it the way he says to do it in his little manual, but I like his decks. They're solid. This is the Shem Angel deck. Okay. And this would be the Occult Tarot. Goetia and Shem. Love it. Love it. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Anyway, all right. Let's do a little divination here. All right. Is there anything I need to know about the curse breaking ritual that I'm going to be doing later today, this day, or tomorrow? Is there anything I need to be aware of, especially in order to be successful at breaking this client's curse? Which this is a real situation. We're going to shuffle. Wash my hands. Okay. 1. Okay. Half turn. 2. Half turn. 3. Okay. 1. You need to concentrate on your question. 2, 3. Don't worry about your hands. You think of your question. You let your hands do what we've talked about. That's where the magic happens. Now, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Orias, the Aerophant. Okay. What do I need to know about this? Well, what is the Aerophant going to tell me? Sorry, I have the itch. The Aerophant is the card that is the initiating priest. First of all, there's a link between the Magician, card 1, the Aerophant, card 5, and the Hermit. Okay? It's like the Magician is evolving and growing in stages, or we'll use another word that I used earlier, progression. Yeah, and once you know that, man, you know a lot. And once you know, you shouldn't tell. Anyway, I gotta have another smoke, I'm sorry. All right. Where's the hole? All right. Oof. There we go. Now it's a party. All right, okay. Okay, the Aerophant, what's he saying? The Aerophant is all about the initiating priest. That'd be me. So I need to make sure I'm on point. I need to make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to do with the ritual, which I know how to do anyway. It's not a big deal to me. This is just business as usual. All right. But I need to dot my I's and I need to cross my T's. I need this to be clean and tight. That's what the card is saying. It needs to be orthodox. It needs to be done the right way, according to ritual and according to tradition and according to policy. That's what the Hierophant means. Okay? So provided I do that, then this is going to be a breeze, which is exactly how I plan to run it anyway, because why would I run it any other way? Why would I run it fucked up when I know how to run it right? So we're going to run this touchdown like we've run every other. Bing! All right. There, a one card. One card can answer your question real easily, guys. You don't need 10, you need one. Okay, let's suppose that answer was unclear. What are you going to do then? Okay, we got our Hierophant. I'm going to say, hey, I need clarification on that. I need you to tell me more. Fan your deck out, okay, like this. I'm going to show you. Okay. See that? They're all fanned out. You're going to take your finger and run it on the edge of the cards, okay, left to right, until you feel a tingle. When you feel a tingle, okay, that's the card that's going to clarify for you. Mm-hmm. Show me, Aerobus. Which one is it? Oh, yeah, here we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The Ace of Pentacles. Upright. It's showing me that when this curse is broken, this person that was affected is going to have a great increase materially. They're going to have a lot of material opportunities. Employment's going to get better. Money's going to get better. And things are going to start going right. All the treasures of this world are going to be theirs once they get this monkey off their back. This curse broke. That's what I'm getting from that. But I have the benefit of having Aerobus also being packed at 23 years. I have, like, Aerobus, giving me commentary. Anyway, that's how you clarify. Easy breezy. All right, I'm going to teach you one more thing about that. Okay. This is called the 3 card. Okay. All right. We're going to shuffle up. Here's our question. Will client X be successful in sealing the deal with Mrs. Right if I perform ritual A on his behalf? Past, present, and future of the matter. 1. Watch my hands. How I tell you, what I tell you is the same way I do it. I'm not giving you some dumb shit. I'm giving it to you how I do it. 2. Okay. Half turn. Whoop, whoop. Okay. 3. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, you're going to deal right off the top. Past, present, near future. Now, you can tell, I'm going to bring you over here into my office. You can tell straight up, these cards ain't good just from the get, all right? The past and present are in reverse, which means they're fucked up. And especially so if the corresponding dignities of the cards next to them weaken or strengthen that. Let's see. Okay. Here's our past. Okay. King of Wands in reverse. Client has been impulsive, reckless, and expected too much from someone that wasn't able to give him what he needed. Okay. That really fucked the relationship that he had up, which leads us to the present. Client has a lot of choices in front of them, Seven of Cups. All that glitters isn't gold, my friend. And you need to recognize that, and you need to make the right decision, which I'm not going to tell you what that is. You know what that is if you're honest with yourself. But don't get deluded by false promises, and don't get led down winding paths with shining lights, because it may not go the way you want. But the future as it unfolds in front of us regarding this matter. Let's take a look at that. That is a card that is dignified. Let's see. All right. Oh, here we go. Lucifuge Rofocale, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. This isn't a card that is ideally suited for romance, okay? But Earth, Pentacles, and Cups, water, do vibe well together. So this is not ill-dignified. This is dignified. And the presence of the Seven of Cups near it also gives it more strength as well. So what this means is he will be successful in this endeavor should he choose to pursue it. Boom. So it's a good read, provided he makes the right choice. Easy breezy. 3 card. And if you need clarification at any step, you just ask for it. Fan the deck out, feel your card, bada bing. Bada bing. Divination ain't hard, guys. Divination ain't hard. I'm not special, okay? I don't possess any special powers that enable me to do this more than you, except that I have a Robus, and you probably don't. I mean, more than just me can have a Robus. I mean, there's probably people that have a way better relationship with him than I do, and have been with him way longer. So I'm not saying I own the title on a Robus. I don't speak for a Robus. You need to understand that. He speaks and uses my voice when he wants to, okay? And I say exactly what he's saying as I understand him saying it, but I don't have the right to speak for him or any of that shit. That's a no-go. That doesn't work. So I'm saying, like, I don't own him or own the rights to a Robus, but I'm saying that having him is a really strong advantage in divination. Like, it's kind of unfair, to be totally honest with you. Competing with other psychics, it's like, stop it. Stop it. They can't compete. Anyway, okay, back to you. I hope you found this informative, okay? Because this is how I practice divination in real life, day to day. If you want to explore the mysteries of Kabbalah and how it's linked to the cards, you can. If you want to explore spirit progression, you can. If you want to explore a lot of different, the symbolic avenue and the function of being a book, because that's what the tarot is. It's a book of wisdom. You just need to learn how to read it, okay? And if you're studying the cat tarot or the bird tarot, I'm sorry, it doesn't have the symbolism that you need in order to really make a real study of this. There is no better deck than the Rider-Waite for actual symbolic correctness that I am aware of. You can argue with me, you can tell me I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck. I know I'm right. Or I think I'm right. I think I'm right. Okay, the Toth deck would be real good. The Tarot of Ceremonial Magic would be real good. You're going to get the symbolism that's correct, that's going to lead you through a progression of ideas, which you'll catch the patterns of, and you'll be able to see the wisdom and the truth behind. That I can't tell you. You'll need to discover it yourself. I was told by an adept a long time ago that if I was locked in a prison cell and all I had was a deck of tarot cards, if I truly studied, meditated, reflected on, and thought about the tarot for 5 years, I would leave that cell an adept myself. That's how powerful and transformative these cards can be. And you can use them for magic too, but I don't suggest you use them for magic and divination, because the vibrations that are left on the deck after magic may not be conducive to divination after that. So separate church and state is all I'm saying. Now, we're almost done with this video. The second part of this video is going to be, obviously, Justin Hermit, or however you want to call him, because he's the man, he's my dude. He is going to give you 30 minutes of tarot his way. And we're probably going to agree on some things, and we're probably not going to agree on other things, and that's totally okay. It doesn't mean anybody's right or wrong. It just means that's how we get down. And I know that whatever he's telling you is not some bullshit, so listen to him. He's definitely on point. He knows his shit. And then after you listen to him, me and him are going to go live together, and we're going to give a divination to each other. And that divination will be within 1 week verifiable. So we're going to check in after 1 week and verify the results of that divination we gave for each other live on camera again, just to show you how we get down. This is some exciting shit. You guys stay tuned. This is going to be a great segment. You guys are going to really enjoy this. Thank you for joining me. This is your homeboy, Big Mike B, the dark god of the Clippa, the Silver Devil. Peace and chicken grease.
All right, how's it going? I was asked by my good friend Mike B to make a video on the tarot and divination. So that's what we're going to do today. Before we can cover that, I think it's important to cover the basis of what tarot seems to be, and that is archetypes and symbolism. And what is an archetype? Well, an archetype is essentially it's a distilled aspect of consciousness. That's one way to think about it. It's also been the greater arcana and the major arcana have also been described as memes of consciousness. That's another good way of thinking about it. So essentially we are working with archetypes and combinations of potential, which leads to what is divination. Is divination predicting the past or predicting the future? Yes and no. It is to some extent, but it's important to not get caught up in how true or how accurate that information can be, because things are always changing. What I use divination for, more so for myself and for my clientele, is it's more like a Rorschach blot. It's like a Rorschach test. If you take an ink blot and you fold it on a piece of paper, and you open it up, the first thing that you see, if you see a fountain, that says something about your conscious state. If you see an upside down volcano, that says something else. If you see a bundle of wheat that are tied and bound by rope, these all say different things. So when one person looks at the Fool, they see and feel and hear one thing. But when somebody else looks at that same card, they witness something else entirely. So then you might ask, well, how is reading even accurate if it's different from person to person? Well, you learn to come into attunement with the part of yourself that doesn't react immediately to the meaning of the cards that are attributed in all of the books and stuff. And you sort of find the similar wavelength that the information is on. Another way to explain what divination is, and this is a good segue into why tarot is structured the way that it is. Existence in a lot of traditions is described as being built up by at least 4 worlds. There is, in the Kabbalistic tradition, we'll speak Kabbalistically since we're going over tarot. Tarot and Kabbalah have a pretty, they're like, they go hand in hand. Kabbalistically speaking, there are the 4 worlds, which are the world of fire, Atziluth. Then there's the world of water, which is Bria. Then there's the world of air, which is Yetzirah. And then there's the world of earth, which is Asya. And we are here, most of us are here in the world of Asya. And a lot of people's consciousness is Asiatic in nature. You could argue that the intellect goes up into Yetzirah, but most people aren't concerned with that on a day-to-day basis. But the way that things work, the way that things manifest, is they come down from the higher world. So before anything can happen, before anything physical can happen, it happens on a quantum level. It happens on a molecular level, and then it builds up. It builds up from a subtle nature to a gross nature, and then it happens and as it manifests. This is one reason why thoughts affect reality. Moving on, things happen at a subtle level before they happen at a material level. And where you tap in, where you, in my opinion, should be tapping in for divination, is at a more subtle level of vibration, where parts of you or your faculties or spirits that you're coming into contact with are a part of that more subtle plane, that more subtle realm or world. And so by opening yourself up and by accessing your different clarities, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, etc., then you become aware of these subtle vibrations, essentially. So now moving into tarot and the structure of tarot. Basically, you have you could break the tarot up into a lot of different ways, but we'll start from a more macrocosmic perspective, which is the two sections. I won't call them halves because they're not halves, but the two sections. There's the greater arcana and the lesser arcana, or the major arcana and the minor arcana. The major arcana relates to the world of spirit and the different manifestations of it. It relates to the it's a more archetypal section. It's the more archetypal section of the tarot. It shows what's going on in the world around you. It shows what's going on with greater circumstances that are coming into affect the world. Whereas the lesser arcana, you could say that the lesser arcana is subjective and that the greater arcana is objective. That's one way to look at it. So when you move into the lesser arcana, which is the other 56 cards when you take out the greater arcana, the lesser arcana relate to the four worlds. The suits relate to the wands, relate to fire. Different traditions will attribute different elements to different suits, but generally it's going to be wands relate to fire, cups relate to water, swords relate to air, and pinnacles relate to earth. So that relates to the four layers of our being as well. That relates to our archetypal, the consciousness of Atziluth. It relates to, our creative world, the world of Yetzirah. That's different cards relate to different parts of the being. You might have something happening materially. How do you know whether something is happening in the reading materially or whether it's happening spiritually? The cards will tell you that. And with the elements come sub elements as well, which is the difference between the court cards. And the court cards are the more personal cards. Court to me relates to heart, core. Anyway, the court cards are perhaps the most personal cards, which is why a lot of times people will pick a court card as a significator for the querent. And I'm no expert on tarot, by the way. This has been my approach over the last several years. We get into the sub elements and we get into individual symbolism of the cards. So we could talk about how the court cards themselves are made up of pairings of elements. So where the wand represents fire in one system, and the queen might represent water in another system, each suit has an elemental attribution or correspondence, and each tier, each page, princess, queen, king, however you want to look at it, each one of those has an elemental attribution as well. And so that affects the reading whenever you get into dignitaries. And the dignitaries are where if you draw a lot of wands. Like if you draw 2 wands and 2 cups, that's like it's ill dignified, which means it's almost like a reversal in a reading. Which some people don't even do reversals in their readings. They just read the dignitaries. They read how dignified the cards are. More about the structure. The major arcana, the greater arcana, relate to the 22 paths on the tree of life as well. So that's useful for path working. You can meditate on the symbolism of the card to actually come into contact with those parts of your psyche, to grow them and manifest them, explore and, exercise and whatnot. So aside from the structure of the tarot, there is the utility of it as well, which is the individual symbolism of the cards. I came across something which to me is interesting, which is I had been meditating on a single card, which a lot of people are instructed to do, meditate on a single card when you're just starting out in a lot of systems. And I noticed that there was individual symbolism on the cards. Sometimes someone was holding a scepter, sometimes someone was holding a club, sometimes someone had a horse, sometimes someone was sitting on a throne. And something in me, it was so long ago, I don't remember if it was a whisper or if it was an image. I think I remember now. I think I saw stones dropping on the card, on the plate. I have this wooden plate that I was meditating on the card just so it could have I might have had a candle or something on there as well. It was a long time ago. And I was meditating on this, and I just saw stones, quartz or something maybe falling on them. And it was apparent to me that it was significant where those stones landed, whether they landed on the club or the horse. And that was sort of like a Rorschach moment for me. And that's when I really realized that tarot could also be used as subconscious reflection as well. And then when I went to think about, well, what kind of stones am I going to use? I immediately saw rune stones, your typical Elder Futhark rune stones. And I developed a practice for divination that I shared. I also write an article weekly, sometimes, let's say semi-weekly, on the Occult Mirror Forum that covers that practice in detail. But the point is that each card has so much individual symbolism that, in my mind, you don't need to pull 7 or 11 cards. Some people do. Some people have been doing this for 30 or 40 years, and they pull one card and they have meditated on the symbolism for 30 years, and they can flash through it like that. But for someone who's only been reading for 10 years or so, or maybe less, there's so much symbolism in one card that if you really, really have your clarities turned on, one card can tell you about someone's entire past. One card can tell you about someone's entire present situation. And one card can tell you about someone's entire future. And for some people, that's enough. Knowing that is enough for some. Another method that you can do is, I guess this is going to be on my channel as well, which tends to be a left-hand channel as well, that covers more of the Qliphothic exploration, perhaps the more meditative side of the practice. One thing that I also do is, aside from Linda Filorio's Shadow Tarot, when I'm meditating on the tunnels, I will also take my natal chart, and I have a printout of my natal chart. And I've cut it out on cardstock. I will set one of the regular, cards, not the non-Linda Florio, you can use whatever tarot cards you want, right? You can use the Waite Smith, you can use the what is it? I'm looking right at it. the the Thoth Tarot, Harris. Crowley Harris deck. You can use whatever deck you want. Those are the two most common, probably. I also like the Tarot of Ceremonial Magic. I also like the Night Sun Tarot. Use any deck you want, but what you do is you take the major arcana, the greater arcana, and I invert it and I put it on at the very center of my natal chart, and then I have a printout of the Linda Filorio Shadow Tarot, and then I put it upright, and then I will sort of just gaze on those cards and pay attention to what happens, basically. Pay attention to what happens psychically, and become aware of the changes that happen in your life over the next week or so. I recommend staying in a tunnel or a sphere for at least a week, if not a month. Notice the changes that occur as you meditate on that reversed image. That's another thing that you can do. Let's see if I can think about anything else. Remember that the greater arcana, the major arcana, the first 22 trumps, you can think about it as 21 as well, because there's really only one card in the deck. There's 78 pieces to a puzzle that makes one card, and it's the Fool. It's you. It's me. We're the Fool. This is our journey. We don't know who we are to some degree. We don't know why we're here to some degree. We don't know where we are to some degree. Yeah, you can say that you live in Alabama on Earth in the Milky Way, but where the fuck is the Milky Way? We have no idea where we are. We have no idea who we are. We have no idea why we're here. We're the Fool. This is our journey. And I recommend meditating on each card. Start with the Fool. What does it mean? How are you the Fool in your life? Positively and negatively. How are you ready to just be on an adventure at any time with nothing but a flower and some belongings and, a barking companion? How are you that? If you're not like that, how could you be more like that? But also the converse of that. How are you the Fool? What are you missing in your life? What are your shortcomings? And work on that. And then once you feel like you've made progress there, move to the Magician. And this can be a 22-day meditation for you, or this can be a 22-year meditation for you. The point is that there's a lot of power in these cards, whether you're using them for external purposes or whether you're using them for internal purposes, or both. There's a lot of power in these cards. Currently, the deck that I like to use is the Alchemy 1977 England Tarot. And it's not just because I have small hands. These cards have beautiful imagery, and there's just something about the symbolism in them. There's something ancient. The cards are very medieval in their design, I'll say. Here's the mage or the magician here. I'll share that one with you guys. It's one of my favorite sets. It's interesting that I looked for a card to show, and this was the one that came out. But yeah, this is the backsides of the cards as well. It's pretty cool, I think. So, unless I can think of anything else to share, I think that's it. Thanks for listening.
The Silver Devil and Adeptus Sea Green. We are doing a final update to our divination project that we did about 2 weeks ago, and this is the final piece of it. We are updating one another on what happened with our divinations. Let's start. Adeptus Green, begin.
Okay, so I had a package that got lost in transit or was stolen or something that I was querying about, and I still haven't seen it yet. So I'm hopeful that that'll come around. But as far as the reading goes, that didn't come to fruition yet.
Nope. 7 to 12 days was the cutoff. Now, if it comes within 3 days, there's a little bit of grace. But I think I blew it on this one. I think I was just too high, and I just maybe blew that. Yeah. I mean, just to be
Happens
honest
to the
with you.
best of us.
You know what? Normally, when I'm blazed, though, and I'm high, I hear really, really well. So I
Mhm.
don't really know. I would be really, I'm really surprised by this whole thing, to be honest. But you know what? I'm not always going to be right, and neither is Prince or
Mm.
that. Then fuck, really be in this business.
Mm.
That's it. Now I will tell you about his divination. I was very interested in this woman. All right, from last week. Really interested. She's got a voice of an angel, the body of a goddess, and a temper from hell. And I said, hey, what would happen if I made a play for her? And we did a three-piece divination, man, and I would have gotten tore the fuck up. Well, it turns out that this person, for whatever reason, may have been sensing my interest and has pulled back just a little bit. And I haven't pursued. So
Mm.
it's sort of one of those things when you come around, it's all good. And if you don't, it's okay too, kind of thing, because I'm not going to chase you. I don't chase
Mhm.
people that don't want to be chased. That's fucked up. You know. But anyway, Corbin's reading, spot on. So this round of divination, guys, goes to Corbin. That's it. We just wanted to update you. All right, peace.